Hey there, guys, it's Rachel here from the Workshop Whisperer, where we help auto repair shop owners just like you to achieve business success. So, today we're talking about the two levers of productivity and what may be the cause of your auto repair shop not actually making the progress that you would like it to. So, when we're talking about these two levers, we're looking at the difference between being busy and being productive. And I've talked about this numerous times over the years, but it's really an opportune time for us going into another calendar year to revisit it, because even though we think we might be focused on being productive and efficient rather than just being busy, things get in the way which slowly erode the progress that we have made. So we should actually be checking in on this regularly, particularly if you're not on the tools anymore and it's the output of your team of technicians that you're actually relying on. Because if you're not on the tools rather, and you have actually moved into a front of house role, service advising, or you've got management in place there somewhere, a general manager or a service manager, workshop manager, and you're sort of more responsible for the big vision stuff for the business, you may be missing these little things that can upset the balance between busy and productivity. So some of the simple things that get in the way of being productive are you constantly coming out, getting off the tools yourself if you're still there, to put out spot fires. So these spot fires might look like, something that another technician doesn't seem to be able to solve. You have a customer come in that only wants to talk to you. You don't actually have an effective front office team, so you're stopping to answer the phone all the time or greet customers. All of these scenarios I'm sure you've encountered before, no matter what stage of business you're at. All of this actually prevents you from doing what we call working above the line. And when we're working above the line, we are actually working on the business. So we've got vision across everything. We're thinking for the business rather than being reactive and on the go all the time. And it allows us to plan. So being busy actually gets in the way of us being forward thinking for the business. Now, I want you to separate the word busy from how we might use the term in our normal lives. So you might be busy in terms of your workshop is full with work, but that's not the kind of busy that I'm talking about here. I'm talking about busyness. So doing lots of things that aren't actually moving the needle forward for your business. That's what gets in the way of productivity. So how does it impact the result that your auto repair shop might achieve? Well, first of all, not being productive enough because of busyness actually impacts cash flow, and cash is king. And thank you. I'm so glad that you have finally caught alive. Just seeing that there in the comments. Great to have you here. And let me know if you're watching with me live or whether you're catching this on the replay as well. Just let me know in the comments. So cash flow, as we know, cash is king. And if it's not coming in, then you don't have the ability to seize on opportunities as they arise. You don't have the ability to pay suppliers on time, to pay your team. And most importantly, because we're in this game ultimately for ourselves, you don't get to pay yourself. So we can't let busyness get in the way of that cash flow process being optimal. When we're busy, and the rest of the team can suffer from this as well, it means that we don't sell enough labor hours. And this can also be a symptom of too much work being booked in and the technicians being stressed out and not seizing additional opportunities because they simply can't. You didn't allow them the time. So cash flow is the beating heart of your business, and it's so important you understand that busyness can actually, rule you out of having that financial result that you want. So what we want you to be able to assess here in practical terms is how many labor hours are you actually selling in relation to how many you have available. So I want you to add up last month's available labor hours, last month being January, so it may have been less than usual if you shut down. Hopefully you got to do that over the Christmas New Year period. So find that information, last month's available hours, and I want you to compare it to the number of hours that you actually sold. So if we have a situation where we've only sold 50 or 60% of our available time to sell, then you are going to see a cash flow issue because you may not be covering your break-even costs. Now, your break-even costs are an entire live or webinar themselves, but basically what you're looking at there are the foundation costs of just being able to open your door every day. So they're the things that don't change. It's the element of team wages that doesn't change, your rent or mortgage payments on your building, your utilities, things like that. Does not include parts. So make sure you've got that clear. So we're looking for, is what we're selling in labor even covering that to start with? And if it's not, then, you are going to see a prolonged period of grief and stress because you just don't have the money there to fund the business just for its basic operating requirements. So I remember in the first workshop that I had in the beginning, we were 15 to 30% was all of our available hours that were being sold because we bought a business that was very much in decline. Its heyday had been a long time past when we bought it. We knew that, but starting out, it was really rough because we had to attract a whole different type of customer to the business. So when you're only selling up to 30% of your available hours, you aren't taking a wage for yourself and you can't really afford to hire somebody else. So we, at the Workshop Whisperer, we're here to help you get out of that really disgusting and uncomfortable situation that you might find yourself in if, your sold hours only represent less than 50% of what is available. And if you're somewhere around 50 to 60, that's a good start. It means that there's work to do. And we're obviously in the business of helping you with that as well. What you're aiming for with hours sold versus hours available, ideally, is 80% plus. I often see questions posed here in the free Facebook group, Your Profitable Auto Repair Shop. What should I be aiming for with my technicians? Anything less than 80% is not something to aim for. It's got to be 80% plus. And the reason we say 80% is because each one of your team members, once we take out their public holidays, their annual leave, and an amount of sick leave that they may be entitled to, if they're achieving 80% across a year, they're actually achieving 100% for you. Now, anyone that's above that is that they are doing a really good job for you. So make sure you reward that with the type of recognition that team member appreciates, which isn't always going to be money. So make sure you do your feedback forums to find out. So if you find yourself in a situation where you personally are more busy than you are productive, you've got to look at the things you can do to pull that back into line, because until you pull you into line, you're not going to be able to pull the rest of the team into line and get them to be more productive. So, it starts with you as the leader. So first of all, you need to look at what can be delegated so that you can have time to prioritize what's most important for the business to grow, and so that you can have the rest of the team functioning optimally. Now, you also might want to look at Who can we hire so that you're not doing those 47 things that you try and do each day? That, of course, is going to be a business decision based on where your figures are at. So don't go and make a decision to hire, a full-time service advisor and pay them $80,000 a year if you haven't crunched the numbers. Okay, so by taking things off your plate, you also give the opportunity to help grow the skill set of your team. And hopefully, you're on the lookout for people on your team who can grow into some leadership voids that you're creating so that one day you're able to step in and out of the business as you please. Delegating and bringing new skills into the team also helps increase trust amongst the team and promote teamwork and communication as well. So there are more benefits than you initially think when you look to move yourself and your other team members away from busyness, which we often wear with a badge of honor, towards being productive. So if you'd like a copy of our free resource, The 2 Levers of Hyper Productivity, it's free. Just comment below the video here the word productive and we'll get that straight to you. I'd also like to know in the comments, what are some of the ways that you see that busyness has been taking over your shop's ability to be productive? The more that we talk about it and we see some of the things that other shop owners write down as being in their way, you might be able to identify for yourself, actually, yeah, I do that too, and I wasn't really thinking that it was a busyness issue. So thanks to everybody that's been on here with me live, and hello to those of you that have commented that you're here live. Make sure you let me know if you catch the replay as well. But don't forget, comment productive in the comments and we'll get you our free resource, The 2 Levers of Hyper Productivity. Thanks for joining me today. Looking forward to being with you on some more lives really soon. Have a great day.